Hello everyone, long story short, I recorded a Funko unboxing back in January that I held off until last month because I just had a lot on my plate. But then I ran into some computer issues, so that video is just gone straight in the trash. But I say this because I have about 29 pops that I've been holding since, I don't know, February, because that was a short amount of time. But anyway, I'm going to show them off now because I just want to, and I'm going to go through these rather quickly since I have a whole lot. The order I have them in is about the earliest that I got all the way to my latest one, and I'll post in the corner what store I got these from or whatever. But anyway, I'm glad to be back making this stuff. After this, I'll get to a lot more interesting stuff, but I'm still really excited to talk about these pops. I'm going to try to go through this rather quickly so I don't bore you guys, but anyway, let's begin. We've got Ski Harry Dunn from Dumb and Dumber, which is one of my all-time favorite comedies. I really wish my video wasn't deleted because I got Harry Dunn, Lloyd Christmas, and the two rides, and I would have talked a lot more about how I love the movie. Oh, even Harry in the Tux, but I would have talked a lot more about the movie and why I got these, but I'll talk about it here. But yeah, this is the exclusive to Walmart, where they also had a Lloyd ski variant, but I just prefer this one because I feel like this one to me is a little more memorable. But anyway, let's take a look. So here we have Harry in his red ski garb, really ridiculous looking. I love the Dumb and Dumber pops, pops just now have so much detail. Like, I love the hair and the body sculpt. This was just a genius idea to turn into a pop because everyone remembers the scene where he gets his tongue stuck on a frozen pole, and I just love the way this outfit looks, and I'm so glad I was able to pick this one up because even though they're making an improvement, Walmart pops are still really hard to come across. Exclusives, more so. The Scientist from Fortnite, I know, grown, another Fortnite pop, which is kind of funny because this kind of takes me back to my first unboxing. But anyway, I don't really get a whole lot of Fortnite pops because I used to be a big fan. Now I don't play it as much, but the reason why I got the Scientist was because he was from Season X, or Season 10 before the entire map changed, and that was one of the seasons that I really grinded to get all the characters and weapons and such. I mean, that's why I got DJ Yonder, because he was Season 6 and I really grinded that season. I just wish I had Ultima Knight in time because he was also from Season 10. But anyway, let's open this one up. Yeah, rather nice looking figure. Oh, what the heck? Ugh, I don't like that. Why is his head so oily? Yeah, like, ew. Ugh, I don't like how slippery the back of his head is. Don't quote me on that, but anyway, it's designed rather nicely. I like the design of this character. It's kind of a neat... It almost looks like a Star Wars bounty hunter. I mean, it's Fortnite. I don't know what else to say. I just like the design, and I like my Season X representation. Not another one of these. I mean, if you guys can see, we've got a Sesomaru, if that's how you pronounce it, as the demon dog from the anime Inuyasha, which it's another Goku situation where I don't really watch animes. I mean, I've heard of this one because it's really popular, but I guess I just picked this one up because I just love the design of the creature or whatever. Kind of like my Great Ape Goku that I got a couple years back, but yeah, this one I just grabbed because I thought it just was a neat looking just pop figure, which I mean is very rare for me to do because I normally get pops of properties that I enjoy. But I feel like this one was a pretty cool gamble because the design of it is just so neat. But let's see if I can open it because there's tape on the back. Okay, yeah, this pop looks a lot cooler out of the box. Because I haven't unboxed it ever since I got it. I've been waiting for this video, but anyway. Also, it's very rare that I get 6-inch pops. Because, I mean, they're a lot more expensive and there's not a lot of huge characters in popular media. But, yeah, I just love the way this monster's designed. It's so cool. I love the details of the fur going everywhere. I think a flocked version of this would be pretty neat for collectors. And maybe I'll check the show out soon because I have another pop I have to show from this show. But a really, really cool pop. Joe Gardner from it was going to be the most recent Pixar movie, Soul, but since I held back, that's now Luca as of now. But anyway, from Soul, and I love this movie. Like, easily one of my favorite movies of last year, in a year which we had some pretty good movies. But yeah, anyway, let's open this one up. Pretty simple, honestly. They got the weird head shape because the characters had kind of weird head shapes in the movie. But yeah, pretty simple. He's got his conductor stick, which is a little odd because he only has it for like a little bit for like the beginning of the movie. If he had like, it would have been cool if we had like exclusives of like him in like the hospital gown eating pizza or something. That would have been a cool pop. But yeah, and very simple, but I'm glad I have this one because I really like the movie. And wait, what's wrong with his eye? You see that? On his glasses, he has like a hole under his right eye. It's kind of disturbing. I don't know if it's the glasses or something, but it's a little freaky. Figaro and Cleo from the classic Disney movie Pinocchio. Gosh, I remembered watching this movie a lot as a kid. I haven't seen it in a while, but this was one of my favorite Disney movies. It was cute, a little scary, but it's a Disney classic, essentially. It's up there with, like, Snow White and Cinderella, which, speaking of that, I'm really glad Funko is kind of sort of remaking, but kind of expanding on making pops of the classic Disney movies, because the old Disney pops weren't the best. So I'm glad that they're not only remaking these characters, but they're making them look a lot better. I think it's a really good job on their part. Yeah, as you can tell, the box, a little dinged up. But when I picked it up at Hot Topic, I was rather focused on the condition of the paint job and such, which is kind of odd. But it's like when I get it and then I look at the figure, I'm like, ugh, the paint is really off. And it really gets me. But anyway, let's check this one out. Yeah, I can see why this one's really popular, because not only is it really two characters in one, because you've got Figaro the cat, who's designed nicely. I love the indent with the cheek, and Cleo kissing, and Cleo looks rather nice too. I mean, if I remembered, I always thought Cleo like sparkled or something, but I mean, a simple paint job isn't too bad. I like the look of the glass and the fish house, or the fish bowl, whatever you call it, but it's a really neatly designed pop, and I'm glad that they made it two characters and kind of replicating the scene from the movie. It's a really good pop that Funko made for this line. Mew from the Pokemon line. Again, Pokemon needs no introduction. I love the games and the anime and all that, but I just love the games, and I'm glad they're making a lot more legendary Pokemon, because we had Mewtwo, now we have Mew, which is technically the first creator of all Pokemon before Arceus was invented and all that. But I was really excited when this pop was announced. I'm like, I love the way it looks, I can't wait to get this, and I'm glad I picked it up when I did, when it first hit my Hot Topic, because like the Figaro and Cleo, it sold out pretty fast and I haven't been able to see it since. But anyway, let's look at it. Once again, psychic background and not important. Oh my gosh, look how cute he is, or she, or whoever. But yeah, I love that they put Mew on a stand, because he's, calling it a he, it It is known for floating, and they've got the cute cat-like face of it. Oh, I kind of like this. The head is a more kind of tough vinyl feel, while the rest of the body is more smooth. It feels like they glossed over the body and they left the head kind of like a normal pop material. It's almost like they painted over this, but kind of neat. But yeah, when you look at it, the body and the head have a different color. But I just love the way they designed it. The pose, the tail. This is a perfect representation of what a Mew Pop should look like. Funko really knocked it out of the park with this one. Raichu from, once again, the Pokemon line. And this one I just couldn't ignore because I'm like, okay, I've got Pikachu, I have Pichu, I need Raichu to complete the evolution line. Yeah, so we got Raichu, and I like Raichu. The entire Pikachu line is really cute, mainly because he's the mascot and they're kind of really recognizable. So anyway, let's open this guy up. Here we got Raichu, and once again, perfectly designed Pop. You've got his big ears, you got the big cheeks, you got the big long tail with the lightning bolt at the end. Perfectly designed Pop, really cute. That's why I really like the Pokemon line. All the Pokemon Pops are really, really cute. But I mean, that's kind of the concept of Funko. They make all these characters cute in a ways, even when they're scary. We've got the Backyard Griller Deadpool, which kind of in the spring they made a whole lot of different Deadpools in different costumes, kind of like what they did a couple years ago. But for this, it's celebrating nerdy 30 years of Deadpool, which, if I haven't said anything, I really like Deadpool. I like the character. I love the movie with Ryan Reynolds. And I like this concept with all the different creative costumes. You even got the birthday cake, and I've got a lot more to show, but we're starting off with Backyard Griller, so let's check him out. Not to spoil it early, but of all the Deadpools I got, this one may be my favorite because of the amount of detail on it. Because you've got his chef's outfit. I didn't see this before. The backside of him being really burnt. Okay, yeah, this may be my favorite Deadpool Pop of them all. Because as I say, I love the outfit with the pants and the apron with the pleased to meet you. Love the flamethrower with the flame. I love the winking eye. That's a really nice touch. And then, again, like I showed you, he's burnt from the back. And I love the little extras because you get a grill with a steak on it, T-bone, because it's in the shape of a T. And you've got some El Pyro lighter fluid, which is not necessary, but I think since they included it, it really exceeds the creativity with this Pop. I can't make it stand, but anyway, this Pop is awesome. It's probably my favorite Deadpool Pop that they've ever made. Just with the detail and just the silly little gags behind it, this one is just amazing. We got Dino Pool now, which very similar to Panda Pool. It's just Deadpool as a different animal. This time he's a T-Rex. And just like the Panda Pool, I just kind of like the colors and the detail of it. It's like, oh, it's Deadpool, but now he's this kind of animal. And I don't know how accurate to the comic this one is, but I just love the design of it. It separates itself from like the Jurassic Park Pop dinosaurs or whatever, but anyway, let's look at this one. Okay, now looking at it, I don't know what I like more, this or the Backyard Griller. This Pop is just so awesome. I like the body shape. The color's really nice because they make it look like scales. It's really sloppy, kind of like how most lizard patterns are. I like how the belt goes around him. I like the little swords. They're kind of rigid, they're not smooth. And the dinosaur head is real neat, and it bobbles too because it's a Marvel Pop. No, this one is really cool. It's going to be hard to pick what my favorite Deadpool Pop is now because, like I said, I was praising the Backyard Griller, but this one is really, really awesome. Flamenco Deadpool, which, again, it's Deadpool. I'm starting to run out of things to say about Deadpool since I already talked about him with Backyard Griller, but I guess this is one that I just found pretty neat, like more than the LARP Deadpool or the Senator Deadpool, so let's check this one out. This one may be the most simplistic of the Deadpool pops, because I mean, even though he's wearing a flamenco outfit, the color is a lot more Deadpool colored. It's not like the LARP Deadpool where there's some blue, and same goes for the barista Deadpool, but again, I just like the outfit. I like the maracas with the Deadpool logos on them. The little hat is really cute. Yeah, I wasn't so crazy about this like with the Backyard Griller and the Dino Pool, but I just thought this one was cool, and I found it at Target, which the pops there are a lot cheaper, so it's like, I'll pick this one up too. Finally, for the Deadpools at least, we have Birthday Glasses Deadpool, which is an exclusive at Target. Now, I know there's the Deadpool coming out of the birthday cake, which looks really cool, and I don't know if it's the glasses or the guns or the fact that it's an exclusive, but I was really looking for this one, and they thankfully, I guess, stocked on the day that I found them because they had like 15 or 20. They had a lot, so I had a lot to look at to see which one had the best paint job, so let's check this one out. Yeah, when it came to looking after this one, I had to make sure, I'm like, okay, which one has the better paint, like, which one has the most center logo on his belt, which ones had the most proper fitting glasses, because some were broken and crooked, but I feel like I picked up a nice one. The glasses are nice, again, the logo's nice, the paint job is nice. Again, a normal cute concept. Oh, my. But anyway, this one, a really cool concept. I like the idea of the birthday glasses and the party guns. It's very Deadpool because he can be chaotic but very childish at the same time. So, yeah, a cool pop to celebrate 30 years of Deadpool. We've got Carnage, specifically the comic Carnage, where it's half symbiote, half... Is Cletus his name? But I kind of like concepts like this, where, sure, it's a symbiote, it's an alien that takes over your body, but I like how it's kind of half human, half symbiote, and you just see the kind of goo taking over his body. So I'm really excited to see how this one looks out of the box. Yeah, this pop is really awesome because I just like the color with Carnage, the red and the black. I love the yellow with like the mouth and the eyes. Again, I just love the kind of goo or whatever it is kind of taking over the other side. Yet you still see a lot of Cletus. I love his crazy hair, which then gets cut off by the alien taking over his body. It's so cool. I love this kind of half and half stuff. This isn't the first time Funko has done a pop like this, but I just love it when they do pops like this. It makes it look really, 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 really cool. We've got Shaun the Sheep from one of my favorite childhood icons, that being Wallace and Gromit, from probably my favorite of the shorts being A Close Shave, because that also introduces the character of Shaun the Sheep before he got his own TV show and his own movies. I was really excited for the Wallace and Gromit line, and I'm glad that, for the most part, they're still in production, because I still see Shaun the Sheep and Gromit occasionally at GameStop. So, yeah, let's check this one out. Yeah, rather simplistic. I love the hair on the top, a little afro. He's wearing the sweater made of his own wool. I just like the way they represent this character. It's so cute. It looks like him. The head shape is perfect. I mean, the eyes are a little creepy, I guess, because they have, like, white eyes in the cartoons, but I like what they did here. They threw in the chewing the ottoman along with the wool sweater. I love this pop. We have Eduardo from the Cartoon Network show Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, which I remember when this show was on Cartoon Network. I enjoyed watching it, and Eduardo was always my favorite character because he's supposed to be this big scary monster, yet he's scared of everything. And of course, I just love that he's voiced by Tom Kenny, one of my favorite voice actors. And it's kind of weird. I don't see a whole lot of these. Like, of course, I picked it up when I saw it, but I haven't seen many of these ones yet. Like, I haven't seen Blue or Mac, as you saw on the back of the box. But yeah, anyway, let's check this one out. Holy crap. I mean, I've come to expect this because he's a heavy character, but man, he is heavy. Like, he doesn't even look like a Pop aside from the eyes. Guess that goes to show that I really, really like this Pop. Yeah, they got him down nicely. The short, stubby arms, the tiny legs, the big teeth, the horns, the unibrow. It's really perfect. I even like the lines around his eyes, because Funko could have left that out, but they didn't. And yeah, I even love the little stubbles of hair on the top of his head. But they made a flocked one, which I can see that going for a lot of money, but I hope this one goes for a lot of money too, because like I said, I haven't seen a lot of this. So hopefully, because I feel like this Pop is really cool. Yeah, a perfect design job. We have Clifford the Big Red Dog, which, similar to Eduardo, I remember watching this show on PBS Kids when I was really little. Though I know this is supposed to be more about the books, which I also read the books back then. I just mainly remember the cartoon. But yeah, I was really excited for this one because, I mean, he's also getting a movie later this year. And I just also really like Pops with the little buddies. So let's check them out. So here we have Clifford, which, of course, they designed really well. He looks like the character. He's got the scruffs of hair on the top. His eyebrows are uneven. The dog face is cute. I love the little indents within the ears and the body. I love the design of the tail, which has some fur sticking out. I know there was a flocked version, but I avoided it because if I got it, I wouldn't have gotten Emily Elizabeth, her owner, who for a tiny little Pop, they designed very well. It literally looks like a pocket Pop that they just included with a regular sized Pop. Very nicely designed, nice paint, really, really good. I just wish they made Clifford 6-inch and her a regular Pop, kind of like what they did with Elliot for Pete's Dragon a couple of years ago. But I mean, that means they would have jacked up the value and such. Like, I can't have, like, I have a feeling, again, I don't watch the show, but shouldn't Clifford be the same size as this thing? Wouldn't it make a little bit of sense? I don't watch the anime, but I find it hard to believe that Clifford is the same size as pretty much all these Pops that I've been showing off. But aside from that, it is a really nice looking Pop. It's really, really cute, and they did a really good job making Emily Elizabeth in this size. Jerry Seinfeld from the hit 90s sitcom Seinfeld, which, just like The Office, this series had a lot of hype. They made a whole lot of Pops to get ready. I mean, it's one of the biggest television shows, period. And as you can tell, I've seen a good chunk of episodes from the show, and I enjoy it. So when I saw they made this variant of Jerry, where he's doing his stand-up, I'm like, okay, this is a really neat looking Pop. I need to get this one, so let's check him out. Normally his head isn't turned. His head is normally straight like you saw in the box, but I just thought the way his head was tilted was really cool that I'm not even gonna bother correcting it. I just think it just looks cool this way. It looks a lot more natural. But anyways, you get a suit. I love the microphone because in the older episodes he'd start off and end an episode with doing a stand-up. This pop perfectly reflects that. I like the design of the hair, and is it me or is the pop head a little more square? It's not as round as other pop heads. Yeah, I really like this one. It's the most casual Jerry you can get, but it's probably the most memorable Jerry too. And yeah, as long as I live, I am never turning his head. He just looks really cool this way. I couldn't stop at one with this show because now I've got George, which is one of Jerry's friends, played by Jerry Alexander. And when I think about it, George may be my favorite character off the show because he's a complete loser, but I just love the character. I love his eccentric voice and all that. I just really enjoy George. And he was kind of the main pop I was wanting aside from the common Jerry. So yeah, I can't wait to see what he looks like out of the box, so let's take a look. Yep, as I suspected, like with the Jerry, this pop is perfect. I mean, especially with the hair, because of course he's got a bald front with hair around mostly in the back. I got that well. I like the glasses. I like the suit. His hand sticking out. This is perfect. Like, if I had this out, people would most likely assume that this is George Costanza of Seinfeld. So that's what I kind of like with pops nowadays. You can leave them out and people can just guess without looking at the box who this character is. And that's what I like about this Seinfeld line. About them doing it now, especially with the amount of detail they can put into it. So yeah, my favorite Seinfeld character and a really nice looking pop. We've been getting a lot of good music pops for the past couple of years, and I'm glad I picked this one up, that being Bret Michaels. I know him mainly for being the lead singer of the band Poison, which was a big 80s rock band. Yeah, Every Rose Has Its Thorn, which is one of Poison's most well-known songs. And yeah, I like Poison. I saw them in concert a few years ago. They played with Def Leppard, which I also have a couple pops of. So yeah, I can't wait to see what he looks like, because I'm excited to see what the decals on his outfit look like. Yeah, admittedly, when I picked him up from Hot Topic, I was really looking at the best one paint-wise. I didn't want any that was too sloppy or any that were too low to the point where the decal on his headband were going to his head. And I feel like this one I picked up was probably the best one I found. It's the most center. I mean, there's some empty space on the top, but I mean, at least it's not on his head. So this one's really perfect. The guitar looks nice. The shirt design looks nice. Thankfully, I picked one up with the correct hand pose, because I've seen some where his hand is like going the other way and it's a little disturbing, but I do kind of hate it where the mustache, you can tell, is just painted on. It's not like sticking out, but I guess he just has very thin facial hair. Oh, I also like the eyeshadow and the eyelashes because he's a very flamboyant performer. But yeah, really neat rock pops, and I just love how the rock pops just get better and better every year. We've got Tails from the hit video game franchise Sonic the Hedgehog. As you can tell from that sticker, I didn't pick this up at a Target. I received it from a local shop that I actually picked this up on opening day because they opened a new location, and that was a fun event. But anyway, they had this pop for a pretty good price. It was about $19.99, which is about the common price you'd find on eBay as of now. Who knows if it'll go up or down. This was for Target Con. That was a bit earlier this year, which had some pretty neat pops, but Tails was one of the more popular ones because, as you can tell, I couldn't find him. So anyway, let's check this one out. Here we have Tails. I love the way they updated his look. I mean, the original one looked alright, but I mean, it's an old Pop, so he's not perfect. This one makes him look a lot better in terms of body, really. Similar to the Champa Pop I reviewed earlier, it's weird that they make a character not only an exclusive, like the only way you can get him, but it's flocked too. Like, who knows if they'll make a common Tails that isn't flocked. So, I mean, there is the Super Tails, but that doesn't count. Feels kind of odd with the ears, because it's not fluffy. It's a little more solid, but it's not straight up vinyl. The end of the tail bit right here feels weird. Yeah, it does feel like it was glued together. It's not smooth. But aside from that, yeah, really, really good Pop. I mean, his eyes are a little uneven, but I mean, the pose, the head, this is a better version of Tails, and it's a big improvement off of the previous one from, like, I don't know, a decade ago. Really, really cool Pop. Now we've got Beast from X-Men, specifically X-Men The Last Stand, who is played by Kelsey Grammer, which is kind of the reason why I got this Pop. Again, I like this version of Beast because I mainly like the actor, but it was so hard to find this one, but I'm glad that the store I went to had this at a pretty alright price, so let's check them out. So here we have Beast, and compared to the Beast in the newer X-Men movies, I like how he's adapted to his powers, yet he's more human. He's standing up, he's wearing a fancy outfit, all that's happened is just he looks different and he has super strength. It's not the wild animal like in the newer movies. It's more like the cartoons. He almost fell, but it's like the cartoons in the comic where he's still the intelligent man, but he's just a beast. But yeah, the color's nice. I like the glasses. I love the huge amount of hair for his beard-ish. And then he's got the weird pointed ears. The tux is nice. I like the book he's holding. Really, really well executed X-Men Pop. This one I've wanted ever since it was announced. Every store I went to, he was not available. He sold out quickly, and sites like Amazon or other stuff, I had to buy secondhand. So it was really, really hard to find Wallace from Wallace and Gromit. But then my birthday came, and he came in a little package. I am so very happy that I not only have Wallace, but that I've completed the Wallace and Gromit set. So let's check him out. Yeah, ever since they announced Wallace and Gromit at the Toy Fair, I've really wanted it. And again, Wallace, super, super hard to find. I think it was because of the meme factor, because he's such a huge meme. But again, I just really wanted him because I love Wallace and Gromit and I want the complete set. Again, I'm so very happy that I now have him. He's designed quite nicely. I mean, he's got the head shape, the big rounded teeth, the big nose, the ears. Very, very perfect. He's even got his hands up, the cheese post, as I call it, but very love this Pop, and I'm just so glad I don't have to search for him anymore, and that I have my Wallace and Gromit set completed. Very, very, I'm very happy. We have Rosa from the Around the World series, which is one that I haven't visited in a while, mainly because this had a very limited run. The characters were thrown onto the Funko shop rather frequently, so they were able to get through all 12 characters pretty quickly. Rosa was one that I missed out that I really wanted. Of course, she represents Mexico. And again, I just got this one because I like Mexican culture and all that. And it's also really cute because it's a female Chihuahua and she's wearing a Spanish-inspired dress. So let's check this one out. The background this time is these kind of colorful square buildings, some that you'll find most common in Mexico. So here we have Rosa, which I really like the designs for these around the world Pops Day. Pick a certain cute animal to represent the country, and they give it a cute little outfit. And I just really like the way this one looks. It's a female Chihuahua with the dress on, the floral crown, even the ginormous earrings. But oh, I love the little tail too. But no, I find this one really, really adorable. And then if I can find it, here's the pin. Looks about like the other pins, but I mean, it's nice to have. It kind of adds to the value. But yeah, another one that I'm glad that I got as a birthday present. I'm not going to collect all of these. It's too expensive, but I'm glad I got her because she was one that I really wanted when she came out. Here's Frasier from the other hit sitcom Frasier, which I really got into the show over quarantine and such because there's always reruns on the Hallmark Channel or something like that, and I knew this was a bit of a spin-off from Cheers, but I really enjoy this show. I love the comedy. I really like the characters, and when I heard they were making Frasier Pops, I got really excited. I kind of wish they added more of the female characters too, like Daphne and Roz, but when it comes to the essential characters, I'm glad they picked these three. But we'll check Frasier out. So here we have Frasier, and yeah, what I've said before with like the Seinfeld Pops, pretty basic. You have him in this kind of brown, fancy looking outfit, which is what he normally wears, and then of course I gotta talk about the hair, which looks really cool. It's in how his hair looks, though I guess it's the way I'm angling it, but I'm used to him having, I know he's kind of bald on the front, but I thought like the back of his hair kind of stood up a bit. Not like an afro, but like from this angle, he looks more bald. Aside from that, really cool pop, and I'm glad that I was able to get this one online, since you can't find the Frasier Pops at a store, apparently. Here is Niles, who is Frasier's brother, and I've seen many episodes of the show, and I think Niles might be my favorite character. Like, it feels like I laugh more at the moments with him, because I like his personality, I like his mannerisms. He sounds incredibly intelligent, but I just love Niles, and I'm glad they turned him into a pop because he was the one I wanted the most. So let's check him out. So here we have Niles, and unlike the Frasier one, I think the hair looks better. This was one where when I looked at the box, I'm like, his hair doesn't look right, but now seeing it in person, I think it looks really nice. Certainly looks like Niles' hair. I like the kind of slanted eyes. It reminds me of the Napoleon Dynamite Pops. I like the raised eyebrow again. And I like how his hands look like he's adjusting his tie. Again, very simple, but a very well done pop for Niles, and I'm glad I could have him too, because again, he's probably my favorite character in the show. Finally, we have Martin, or Marty as they call him. I think they call him Marty too. And here he's with his dog Eddie, which I feel like was a really clever choice, because as I've said before, I really like pops where they come with little buddies like the Zim and Gurr, and as I've shown earlier, the Clifford with Emily Elizabeth. This one was really popular. Like, this sold out first, at the Funko shop when it came out, and I don't know what it could be. Either people like the character, or maybe because it comes with a buddy, or maybe because the actor passed away fairly recently, but I don't know why this one had everyone like going for it. But I mean, I like Martin, he's a funny character, so let's check him out. So here we have Marty, and I feel like the hair is best on this figure. It looks the most accurate to the character. I like the others, I like the forehead wrinkles, that was one thing I forgot to bring up. I like the way his shirt looks, it's painted on really nicely. I like the pants, I like the cane, though it looks like one of the pieces is about to fall out. And yeah, he can still stand pretty nicely. Now we've got Eddie, who's really well painted. I'm shocked. Normally, I guess I assume that with the smaller pops they're harder to paint, but this one looks pretty nice. I guess my only complaint is the face is a little too wide because I think Eddie is one of those like really like thin-headed dogs, but it still looks really nice. I like the paint with it and the patterns. It really represents the character, and I'm really glad they partnered these two up because Funko could have said, no, let's not have Eddie, but instead they did. And I'm glad that I have the Frasier set because I love the show. I couldn't stop at just 2 Seinfeld pops, so here we have Elaine, specifically her wearing the sombrero, and there are 2 versions of her. The regular Elaine right here looks like this. She has the glasses, her hair's kind of in a ponytail and all that. For some reason, I went with this one instead because I guess I'm just used to Elaine with A, no glasses, and B, with longer hair. It's just what I'm used to, but I'm really interested to see how this pop looks because I don't think I've seen many pictures of it, so let's take a look at her. So here we have Elaine with the sombrero, and yeah, the reason why I picked her, like I said, I'm used to her with the long hair, and it looks really well here. Like how it goes all over the place in the middle. I like that Funko's doing a better job with the female pop bodies. Like, of course, they're really thin, but you can make them more expressive, more creative, like her kind of slanted with her arms up. I mean, if you want to use the stand a lot more, which is, I think, the only setback, it sets for more creative pops. I like the little feather in the sombrero, and yeah, I bet the other Elaine is a really nice pop, but again, I'm just used to her with the long hair, and for this one's really good, so I'm glad I picked this one up too. It's a nice looking female pop. After getting George and Jerry, I just had to get the rest of the main characters, so we're ending with Kramer, and this is the common where he's wearing his yellow white vest, which I feel like is probably his most iconic look. Because, I mean, there's a lot of exclusives where he's wearing different outfits and such, but I was just fine having the common. Just like I said, it's probably his most iconic look. Since I really like this show and the characters, I couldn't stop at just George and Jerry. I needed the 4 main people, so let's take a look at him. Here we have Kramer, and like I said, he's wearing probably the most iconic outfit of his. You've got the long brown pants, the black shoes, the yellowish white vest. Again, this one's just perfect because he's a really tall, thin person. I like what he does with his arms. Seems very Kramer of him. I like the slanted eyebrows. I love the big, crazy hair. I just adore how newer pops, the hair gets better and better. Because this one, it really pulls off the look for this pop. And of course, like I said, there's a lot of Kramers. I was considering getting the Kramer, the Target exclusive. The issue is For a painting background, I have to pay an extra $20. Like, why is it 30? Can't it be like 20? I'd get that. But anyway, for this figure, I think it's really great, and I'm glad they made this the common. And who knows, maybe he'll go up in value since he's a super popular character, but we'll see. We'll see how these Seinfeld pops go, because I can see them being extremely popular. Finally, we have the Holistic George, which is an exclusive at Target, and I don't fully remember this episode. I think from how it sounds, I guess George visits a holistic doctor and he's given all these methods and he's like drinking this tea or coffee and he's wearing this thing on his head and he turns purple and it just sounds super goofy. Maybe I have to check the episode, but I guess I just picked up this one because I really like George and I just love how goofy and over the top it looks with the pyramid on his head. So I can't wait to see what it looks like outside the box. Here we have the Holistic George, and I'm glad that with the triangle or the prism, they don't have any like invisible piece holding it to his head. It's more like it's stuck on to the head through the sides. It makes it feel like or look like it's actually stuck on his head and not just floating. I love the different pop look because like I said, I believe it's an entirely different model, even the head. I like the way it looks. And yeah, I'm glad I picked this one up. I probably need to check the episode out because like I said, I don't think it's entirely accurate, but I just think it looks so goofy and I really like George. So this was a gamble that I'm glad I took. And finally, we have Inuyasha with Kirara. I know, another Inuyasha pop. But similar to the Sesomaru, I grabbed this one not because it looked really cool, but because it looked really cute. And this isn't the first time I've grabbed a pop because it was really cute, even if it's from a media that I'm really unfamiliar with. Because I know the show, like I've heard of it, I've just never really watched it. But this one was again another gamble because I'm like, oh, it's so cute, and Box Lunch didn't have a lot, so I just picked it up. So I'm really excited to see what it looks like out of its box. Here we have Inuyasha with Kirara, and I just love how cute it looks, because, oh, I love that detail with the crossed feet. But yeah, he's actually sitting, and Kirara's so cute, and like I said, the box is a little damaged. They kind of all were when I went to Box Lunch, but I feel like this one had the best paint job of the ones I've seen, and the line between the hair and the skin looks rather nice. And again, I just love how cute this looks. And one day I'll have to check this show out, because I mean, I got not one, but two pops from this anime. But I just grabbed this one because it looked so adorable. And yeah, I'm glad I picked this one up, mainly for how cute it looks. And that's all 29 pops I had to show. Easily the most I've done for any video, which I hope that you've enjoyed this kind of more quicker style of showing off the pops. Of course, I didn't go extremely in-depth, but I felt like I gave enough detail onto why I got this, why I like it, and all that. And if you prefer this style, be sure to tell me in the comments and I'll keep a good note of it. Thank you for your patience with everything. It feels so good to finally have a working laptop and I can get back to making videos. Hopefully I can make some bigger projects before I go back to school next month. But anyway, thank you guys for your patience and thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. Also, comment below which of the pops is your favorite from the ones that I've shown. Consider subscribing for more Funko unboxings as well as other content, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye bye.
Hey baby, I hear the blues are calling, tossed salads and scrambled eggs. Oh my. And maybe I seem a bit confused. Yeah, maybe, but I got you pegged. But I don't know what to do with those tossed salads and scrambled eggs.